All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with Kachi, where we highlight individuals that are really making dope strides in their industry. And today we have the honor and the pleasure of sitting down with Luci, who is a fashion designer, music artist, painter, and honestly multi-talented individual. So I'm really glad for you to really come down and talk to us today, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, of course, of course. And I just want to just get right into, just what made you want to be an artist, right? I know you're from New York City. Does that have any sort of influence on your journey, why you started picking up art and the type of art that you do?
Yeah, well, I was born in Puerto Rico and I lived there like till I was like 18 years old. And yeah, since I was a kid, I was always like drawing and shit, like playing with clay, like I would always just be making art. And also being in PR is just like there's so much inspiration, like so many
Right.
artists, like the music, there's like a huge like rich history of like fine artists and musicians. And yeah, I grew up around all of that and it definitely influenced me a lot.
And then because I know with your pieces right now, you have a very, very influence of graffiti and this street art style. Did that sort of, how did, because come from New York, how did that sort of uh filter to you guys in Puerto Rico? How did you perceive that sort of art style?
Yeah, I mean the graph scene, the graffiti scene in Puerto Rico is it's like crazy. Like honestly, like I like it better than here in New York too. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, people out there go crazy. And yeah, it's just like everywhere. And I also live in an area where like there's a lot of it. So I would just like walk through those streets every day. And I used to paint like type shit, but like I don't even do that anymore. But definitely like looking at graffiti like and practicing, like it really like helped me improve like lettering, branding. And when I started doing like the same shit like my brand, it really like helped me like conceptualize what I wanted to do, because I was already like thinking about how like letters go together, and you can make it pop and look like attractive and shit.
Right, right. And when I was out there in Puerto Rico, there was a great mural when I went out to La Placita in Old San Juan.
Yeah,
They have a
yeah,
big mural out there. And, coming from New York City, like it's really interesting. Like me, I grew up everywhere's graffiti. The trains got graffiti, the building got graffiti. So seeing like murals and stuff like that, like you guys also have your own spin on it as well with your, you take maybe what you guys saw in the hip hop scene in New York City, but also have your own traditional flair to it with like the vibrant
yeah.
colors and the imagery and things of that nature. So now, do you think do you find that there's a sort of uh exposure of this blend of Puerto Rican and hip hop and art and graffiti style that's in your brand right now that you're kind of exposing through Zane?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like everybody, like like I'm a product of my environment. And definitely like being in PR and then coming to New York and all the, because the thing about me, like I listen to music from here, I listen to music from back at home, I follow artists here back at home, so like
Right.
I got like two worlds that come together, and everything I create like is definitely influenced by those two things. And even now, like I'm really like not working on same right now. I'm focusing more on like painting and music. Um, but even still, like it's still a big influence for sure.
Right. And before we get into the paint, because I definitely want to talk about that as well, with what made you decide to come to New York, and then what made you decide that you want to continue your artistry and continue making art and making pieces in a new place, new country?
Well, yeah, right now I'm in my second year at Pratt Institute in Brooklyn.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so when I graduated from high school, I definitely knew I wanted to keep pursuing art and go to like an art school. And I started applying and shit, and Pratt gave me like a pretty good scholarship. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to come here. And yeah, it's been great so far. Like I love this shit. It's like a huge privilege, and I feel like I definitely like have to be here. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. And do you feel like having the technical I guess the formal education of art, because what we see in the creatives now, especially today, like it's very expensive. You were blessed with a scholarship, but as you also know, like you understand that blessing, like you said, like you know how hard it is to be an artist and pursue it professionally or even seriously with everything else that people have to do, responsibilities, right? So do you feel like having this opportunity of having the formal education coupled with the talent, the natural instinct of color and shape and design, coupled with the formal education, do you think that helps you, makes you a better artist, stronger artist?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like, I always say art is one of those things you don't really have to like study for. But I mean it really like it really helps if you do, and like the way I see it, I want to become like the best artist I could become. And if I have the
Right.
opportunity and I have the privilege to go to an art school, then I'm gonna do it because like I'm just gonna improve even more, and I'm gonna learn hella new techniques and stuff that I even know existed. You know what I mean? And also like just the amount of like facilities and equipment I can use here that I don't have access to like anywhere else. So it's definitely like exposing yourself and learning new things. Like the more you can learn, the more you can improve your skills. So, like the better artist you're gonna become. And like with art and everything that's going on. I mean, you could go as abstract as you want. You could do like whatever you want. You know what I mean? But if you have that base, that like technical base that you like got like a formal like art education, then like that's just in your head. So like you know what looks right and why it looks right, or what
Right,
looks
exactly.
wrong.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then now that you've also been to a new country, going to a new school, doing all these amazing things, you also started your brand, right? Zame. So how did you get the idea for doing that, and then the idea of doing, the graffiti scene with the truck fit and then the airbrush medium, and then, very, very New York centric? Like what made you want to decide while you're in school, while you're figuring out navigating how to be your own artist, what made you want to say, hey, I also want to pursue a business, a creative business sort of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually started saying like I think it was like when I was in my senior year in high school maybe, or like when I was like yeah, I think it was senior year. But like it was still on some, I was just like painting t-shirts, customizing stuff. Like I was still kind of like figuring it out. And then after, I think after my first year of college, I started I think it was even before college. Like even before I came to New York, I started like screen printing shirts. I started doing the
Mhm.
trucker hats. Um, and yeah, I feel like I don't know, like fashion has always been like a big part of my life. Like it's another way of expression, and I was uh like friends with people that would also do clothes and do graffiti, and it just felt like the right thing to do, and like um it's always I always see it this way with music, art, fashion. It's like there's clothes I want to wear, like there's like the signs I want to wear that don't
Right,
exist. So like I have to
right,
make them because like
right. Yeah.
ain't nobody else gonna do it for me. Or like with music, like there's music like I want to listen to, but it doesn't exist. So I have to make it, and that applies with like everything else I do. But yeah, definitely the graffiti shit gave like gave a shade to same. Like before
Yeah.
I started like doing graffiti, it really like I really had like nothing to like, like there wasn't really a concept to it. And once I
Mhm.
started like figuring out like letters and stuff and combining that with the fashion, then I feel like that's when I started like getting somewhere. And and I was doing pretty good, like especially back in PR, people really show love out there. So like every time I go there, I
Right.
saw a bunch of t-shirts, a bunch of hats. Um, I haven't really like I feel like I haven't really like brought that to here. And right now I have it kind of abandoned, but it's definitely gonna come back, and I wanna I wanna start building some shit here in New York with the
I
same
mean, do you got some hats right now?
shit. Nah, I don't think I got a couple, but they're like mad old. I don't really like
I'm
those,
saying I
but
gotta order some stuff. If you already in New York, man, I gotta order some stuff, man.
say less. I got you in mind. I'm gonna start ordering some hats. I'm gonna start working on that for real. Like I feel like that's probably the what I sell the most. The hats, like
Yeah.
they just like people love the hats, and they're not that expensive. So I make the most profit out of them, and they're fun to do, honestly. Like,
Right, right. And then now coupled with, because you also have a sort of fine art aspect to your artistry as well, where you're in galleries, you're doing presentations of more sentimental, deeper, introspective pieces as well. Do you a dichotomy where you're sort of able to like bounce back between the two, or does one sort of help you gain more inspiration for the other, right? Like you have this raw, wild, creative side with Zame, and then you have this more refined art style that I assume is for like your, your schooling as well as like your own personal painting and things.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really interesting. Like, how do, it's just like me, like I want to do everything, and it's like, but the thing is, like I come from like a heavy, drawing background, fine art
Right.
background. Like I've been like, I didn't go to like a art high school or nothing, but like I've been like drawing since I was a kid. I was always
Been in
take
your
like drawing
sketchbook, grinding,
classes.
yeah.
Yeah, with the sketchbook, I would like actually like study this shit. And I took like anatomy classes. I took like oil painting classes like as a kid. So like by the time I got to prep, I was already, even though I was doing the graffiti and this, that's the thing, but that's the
Right.
craziest part. Like when I got into prep, I was really like obsessed with like graffiti and the same brand, and I was like, I thought that was gonna be like my shit like for a
Right,
while.
right, right.
And then I got here and like I was like, damn, like I forgot I love drawing so much and I love like painting so much. And once I started like taking drawing and painting, because I was like, damn, I gotta get back into this. And so I switched majors. I went into illustration, and then
Oh
I switched
wow.
to painting. Yeah, I
Wow.
switched to painting, and now like, and since I switched, I started like making paintings, drawings, and I got really obsessed with it too, and I love it. Like I feel like that's like my greater work, Like
Hmm.
I feel like that's my purest work, and that's like probably what I want to pursue professionally, in the future, like the main thing. Because I feel like also, um, it's I feel like I'm more powerful in that area, and it's also like paintings like are the most money I can get are from
Right,
paintings.
right, right, right. There's also a practical sense to it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we talking about like what am I gonna do like as the main thing professionally, like income wise, painting is like gonna benefit me the most.
So would it be like murals? You wouldn't want to like paint a large mural and have those be commissions, or would it be you do paintings and then sell out fine art prints and things, or maybe both?
Shit, like I've always wanted to do a mural, low key. I'm down to do all of that, but definitely like it would be more like paintings and showing in galleries and stuff like that.
So what's
Yeah.
your experience in being in your first gallery, showing your painting, people coming and seeing your work, and obviously they see a picture has 1,000 words, so they have their own interpretations, their own feelings behind it, and you had your own feelings behind painting these things, and now it's basically just on a wall for everyone to see and have your basically emotions bared out to the world. What was the experience in leading up to that and actually being on the floor and having your work critiqued like that?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That it was really like a beautiful experience, and it was basically I went back to PR for the summer, so that whole summer I was painting. Like I was every day I was painting. I did like 5 paintings that summer, and I had
Mm,
some other paintings there. So like I was working. I didn't have a venue. I didn't have I just knew I was working towards a show. I knew I wanted to do
right.
a show in PR before the end of the summer. And then I had to go back to prep, but then I wanna leave something behind. Like I wanna
Mm.
like gift like PR a gift. So that was like my whole thing, and I was working super hard on those paintings, and then I found someone that was like my teacher in high school. I found out she had like this like record store that also had a gallery, and she actually
Wow.
hit me up and offered me like the space to do my show. So I was like, bet. And yeah, she was like super cool. And we showed the paintings. We did like it showed for like a month, and we did like an opening night. And the opening night, like I invited like a bunch of friends. I like posted on Instagram. A bunch of people pulled up, and it was really nice.
Where
It's
was
really
it at in Puerto Rico?
in Santurce, Ojo de
Okay,
Tigre.
okay, okay.
Um, yeah, it's like this store. They sell like vinyl records and other cool stuff, and they also support local artists. So yeah, they're super super cool.
Well, next time I go out to Puerto Rico, you gotta let me know. You gotta remind me of the place so I can head to the
For
spot, see what the
sure,
vibes are like.
for sure. Nah, they mad chill. This it's a cool spot for real. And that's
But I
like
stayed
that area
where I was at. I was in Akio. I stayed a little bit in
in
Akio when I went
Luquillo.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I went
That's
to, and then I
nice.
stayed obviously in San Juan when I was, when I flew down there. That's where all the tourists are and everything.
That's dope. That's dope. You should come back for real. It's a nice place.
And like speaking of Latin America, and like just casually dropping that the biggest artist in basically the world, right, was wearing your brand, right? What was that sort of like? Was it sort of like he just ordered it online and you just saw Bad Bunny is just ordered a trucker hat, or was it like what was the conversation like?
Nah, nah. Actually, that was crazy. Like, he, I mean, he just wore it for a couple minutes in the concert. Like, he wore it for a song. He like,
Mm-hmm.
no, basically, this is a crazy story. I went to the opening concert. Like, he did the tour, right? Un Verano Sin Ti tour, and the first concert it was in PR. And I went to it with my friend, and my friend was actually wearing my hat. Like, he had bought it from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just lit and shit. Like we were pretty close too. So like at one point, like that bunny like gets like hella my friend like would give it. And I'm like, bro, like there's no way, like there's no way. He was like, bro, I'm gonna give him that. And I was like, no. And then bro, he literally like started like running towards him. He like jumped over seats and like on
Wow.
with the hat and like he saw it and took it and put it on and finished the song with my hat on and then he gave it back. And I was crazy.
Wow.
Like that was the concert that was like broadcasted on like live television.
Right, right.
So like my brother saw it. My brother was like wasn't even in the concert. And he saw it on television and he texted me in that moment like, "Yo, did Bad Bunny just wear your hat? Like what the fuck?"
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to your friend though. Yeah, when you make your first $1 million, you need to pay your friend. Because there's over here running over chairs. You can hear me?
Nah, some wrong with your audio.
I don't even know if you can hear me. Let me see. You can hear me?
It's kind of low.
Low? Hold on, let me see what's going on here. All right, you can hear me now?
Nah, it's kind of low. I mean, I could wear my headphones then.
Getting into the good stuff. All right. Can you hear me now?
Nah, I mean, I do, but it's wait. I'll put on my AirPods.
All right, you can hear me better now?
Yeah, yeah, not here.
All right. I was saying you need to pay your friend when you make your $1 million, man.
Yeah.
They over
Nah,
here jumping
nah.
over chairs for you.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I always say like none of this shit, like it don't matter, like all this art shit, all this like like being an artist and wanting to be like someone big and having a career shit, like none of that matters, bro. If you don't have friends that like do that shit for you.
Right.
Like what does it matter if I do hats if I don't have like a friend that's like willing to like give it to Bad Bunny in the
Right,
concert,
right,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I love that man. He like one of my best friends. I give him free shit all the time. Like
Well, it's also cool that Bad Bunny gave back the hat. He wasn't even trying to just keep the hat. He was
yeah. Nah, I was like, how do you even know? Like
Nah, that's
and it's
cool.
crazy because like like when they're in concerts and shit, like it's hella lights and
Right,
lights and
exactly. Right,
shit.
right, right. Nah, it's fate. That had to happen. Now you can use that
Facts,
promo
nah.
for the rest of your life. That's free promo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I posted that shit like the day after it got like hella likes.
Yeah, man.
And then I took it down, but I'm gonna bring it back eventually. Like I got that shit stashed. You know what I mean?
Of course. So when you have your little ad, like, oh yeah, when you gotta have the Bad Bunny PR. You gotta tag him with everything.
Yeah, I was for a minute I was going hard. I was like tagging, I was like tagging people that work with him. But bro, that it's pretty I don't know, it's kind of far away.
I mean, it's a good moment in time. It's gonna be there
Yeah.
eventually.
it's gonna be there eventually. And you know, when I meet him, I'll be like, yo, like you don't know this, but
Right,
you
exactly.
were my hat like
That's gonna be a
a couple
crazy full
years ago.
circle moment. And like maybe you
Yeah,
maybe even see him
exactly.
on like on the music scene because as we look at it now, you're also working on music as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what made you want to decide to also pursue music while you're going to Bad Bunny concerts and galleries and school and traveling back and forth?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I started the music shit during like COVID, like when it was like quarantine, we couldn't like go out and shit. I was just like, that was honestly like a great moment for me, like creatively. Like I was like making a bunch of paintings. I was just like in a super like creative flow, like just like locked in with my thoughts. And my friend sent me like he like showed me this app called Bologo, and
Hmm.
it's this app where you can record on your phone and like you can put auto tune on it and shit. So I was like, yo, this crazy. So I started like messing around with it. Like I've always like music has always been like a huge part of my life, like since I was a kid, and like I would always like rap and like write
Right, right.
and freestyle with my friends and shit, but like not on some serious shit. But then when I started like hitting double loco though, and starting hearing my voice with the auto tune and listening to beats and shit, I was like, yo, like this is actually kind of dope. And like I literally like downloaded the app, recorded a song like and released it like right there on SoundCloud. Like and, like that shit was ass. But like I was like, fuck it, like it's quarantine, like nobody's gonna see my face. Like I think that
Right,
also
exactly.
it kind of
It's your art.
encouraged
Like you
me.
just it's
Yeah,
cathartic. Yeah.
it kind of encouraged me the fact that like I couldn't go outside and people couldn't like yo like you drop a song like the fact
Right,
that I was
right,
just in my
right.
room and like I was like I could just drop whatever like it doesn't even
Right,
matter
exactly.
like
The
and then I
confidence
like
is it's yeah,
yeah
it's built up just having without people to judge you, right?
exactly and then like I just started like making more and more music on my phone. I was recording on my phone for a long time. And then I started like meeting people that actually like made music too in PR and started like tapping in with the underground scene in PR and right now like it's fire. Like I have like a bunch of music. I'm gonna release an EP soon.
Oh
And
wow, nice.
I have a great engineer. I have great producers all from PR. I'm making features and shit. So like I feel like now it's actually the point where it's starting to like take off.
Is this something that you feel like you would want to do as much as art or something that is like you're a designer that also makes music or maybe, vice versa now?
Yeah, I mean that's all. Like what you would describe it right now is it's like my life struggle type shit. Like
Right.
it's something I like deal with every day because I just want to do so much shit. But like you know, if you're like doing a bunch of shit at the same time, you're not gonna do anything
You know, I
with
can
it.
do
You
anything,
know.
right? Yeah.
So, but basically, yeah. Right now, I feel like music is like my favorite thing right now. Like you know how I said like I was obsessed with graffiti, then I was obsessed with painting. I feel like right now I'm obsessed with music.
Right,
Obviously,
right.
like I won't stop painting. I won't stop doing like
I mean,
whatever.
it's your
But
degree, that's what you are doing
exactly,
professionally anyway. Like,
exactly. So it's like yeah. Basically, my life right now is like I go to school, like I go to my painting classes, my drawing classes. I come back here, record, do the homework, go back, and like
right, right.
that's all I do. And honestly, like I want to do it all. Like, and I feel like once I graduate from school, like I'm gonna have like time to like do it all and actually like do it like 100% everything.
Right, right.
And but music for a while, like I always say, like that's secondary. Like that's not my main thing. Like yeah, I do music too, but that's like. But now I feel like nah, like I actually want to do this shit. Like and I actually want to like become a artist, like a known artist, and work with a lot of people I admire. And I feel like you know the way I see it is like any way people find out of me is dope. Like if
Right,
it's
exactly.
through painting, fire. If it's through the brand, fire. If it's through the music, like eventually that's all
And they're gonna find out you
like
do all these
gonna
other stuff
yeah
anyway.
exactly. One audience gonna find the other one, and yeah.
So now we know that you have an EP coming out, right? Like, what other things can we look forward to from Lucy, from the Lucy, the artist, the painter, the fashion designer, the music artist?
Yeah. Um, so I'm dropping a song on St. Valentine's Day. Um, where it's gonna be a feature with another local underground rapper from PR. His name's Nawori Naya. Um, and yeah, we gonna drop that St. Valentine's Day. That shit gonna be fire. And then um, definitely the EP gonna be like in March probably. Um, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 songs. And then what I wanna do though this summer, I don't know, honestly, like I gotta time my shit out, but I'm definitely like my next move is making a show in New York, like and when I mean show, like painting show, like
Right,
art
right,
show. So I'm definitely like looking into galleries and shit and talking to different people. But that's still like, very early in the works, but that's
right,
definitely
right.
gonna happen at some point. And also, probably I'm gonna do a group show in PR this summer, with a couple other artists. So yeah, for now it's gonna be more music than anything, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of collabs, like a lot of you're gonna see a lot of collaboration with other Puerto Rican artists, and maybe some from here too. You don't
Right.
know.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. And I don't want to like, have the time run out on us, but I definitely do want to get to this last question because I always feel like it's important when we're interviewing people that are doing great things, that someone else is watching this that are trying to do great things are also doing great things, right? So what piece of advice would you give to someone else that is going on their own creative journey or just journey where they're trying to, get to their own dreams too? So what do you feel like is your top 3 lessons that you think you could share?
Shit. I feel like number one, like do that shit every day. Like, I mean, if you want to draw every day. If you want to make music, like make music every day. Like, I mean, you don't have to show it to the world. It's about like practicing and like honing your skills. And once you feel like you're at a point where like you can show it to the world, you show it, or you keep going. Like I always say, like you gotta polish your product before you put it out. You know what I mean? So definitely that, and also um, just like have fun with it, man. Like it's supposed to be fun. Like it's supposed to be a passion. So like remember, like it could get tough and shit, but like remember like what you're doing this for. Like don't forget that like you're doing it for the love of it, and also like show it to your friends. Like it's important to have like a group of friends that like fucks with your work and like critiques you and gives you feedback. Because at the end of the day, like that's gonna be like the people that like determine like if your shit's fire or not. Like
Right,
if
exactly.
I have a song, like I send it to a bunch of friends, like what you think about this, or I show them like in the car, I get their opinion, like, and sometimes they tell me like, oh, this shit fire. I don't like the mix, or I don't like this, and that's how I kind of know like, and with your art too, like it's important to get that feedback, especially from people that aren't artists, because I feel like it's good to have other artists around, but you gotta remember like you're putting this out to the world, and the world,
Right.
like your audience, like not they're not artists, like they're just like normal people. I mean, some of them may be, but like you gotta,
It's
um,
unbiased feedback, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's probably the best advice I could give.
Nah, definitely, definitely. Thank you, man. Definitely from someone that's like doing so many different things and going to such a prestigious school. I'm definitely know that another person would appreciate hearing how important it is to just, stick through the mud, right? And like maintain that inner circle and collaboration and really trusting in your own abilities to get you to where you want to get to. Cause it took you across country lines, right?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I mean, you just have to keep working, man, and like don't get frustrated. Don't like care if people like don't fuck with it. Like just keep working, like till you get to a point where it's like time. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
none of us. I feel like I mean, talent is a thing, definitely, but like talent is also something that develops, and like it comes from practice. So gotta put in the work. Of
Facts, facts. And on that note, man, thank you so much for like coming in and kicking it with me, man, because the conversation
course,
was
yeah.
fruitful and definitely know someone else will appreciate it, man.
Yeah, bro. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's super cool that you give me this opportunity, and I'm glad to like start like branching out to the US and meeting more people, people
Of
like
course.
you, and it's dope, man. I love what you're doing.
Well, yeah, you got my contact, man. You know, when you're having your show in New York, or whenever you're trying to do something in New York, or whenever, just hit me up. We can definitely get something going, man. I definitely want to promote it. Get out there, interview you two out there. That'd be cool.
Say less, bro. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. So thank you, Lucy, for coming for another interview. Everyone that's watching it, thank you for watching this interview. You can check it out on YouTube, our IG page, and get more information on future interviews and past interviews at the DC Voice. You can follow my man Lucy at Lucy555 on Instagram. That's LUCCI555, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's it.
Got my degree in English for a reason. But thank you so much, Lucy, for stopping on by. I'm out of here, man.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.